Oh, hello. I was thinking about what I would want to say to students right now because it's a perfect snow day. And I was thinking about how fun snow days were. And then taking a snow day for me when I was young, I would maybe watch The Price is Right on TV or something. That was always kind of the fun thing. I look back down, I think, okay, having a snow day is just a gift, just having a day to 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 do whatever you want. So I'm kind of using that as like an intro for today's lesson, which is number 11, and this one goes to 11. So first of all, I think about the word revolution, and when I say, or when you hear the word revolution, don't you usually think about pitchforks and muskets? And it's fighting and revolution, revolt, get them. I get that. But when I say a revolution, like in my own mind, I don't define it like that. I like thinking about the original definition of revolution, which is about actions of an orbiting body, as I think what I put in my lesson. And I like that one because it talks about um, how synonyms of revolution include turn, whirl, twirl, spin, lap, roll. Whereas once there were political changes in Europe, the word revolution changed to a violent uprising and overthrow of government, which I just don't think that's my cup of tea, actually. So, semester one of high school, what I wanted to do was essentially set up a foundation. um, Not monetarily, I just mean for you students, because that's who this is for. You're number one. Is whatever your values are, just to stick to that. You might be stuck at school, but I would encourage you to begin kind of a reconditioning process and ask yourself, what is it that you really want? And I, of course, don't ever want to speak for you students. I will defend you always, but I don't want to speak for you. What I tended to notice was some of the things like just breathing, having the freedom and liberty to just breathe freely without pressure all the time. I feel like there's just this constant pressure. Um, to sleep, eat, play, and to just feel the five senses, just the most basic things that we possibly can. And the reason why I focus so much on that at the beginning of this semester was because they are just so elementary, they're so basic. But if I were to ask students, are you getting enough sleep? Most of the students would say no. I would say why? What is preventing you from sleep? What is preventing you from adequate nourishment? What is preventing you from enjoying and playing and having some time for that and just feeling uh, I don't mean just feeling your feelings, although that could be a thing too. I just mean being able to walk outside, even if it's 12 below zero, and experience the, kind of that exquisite um, rarity that we don't get to see temperatures like this too often. So I think the idea for number 11 for me is 1 1. First, it's a numerical palindrome, which I just think is just kind of fun. Anyway, so one is, I think, to define what it is that you want, and secondly, figure out, or I can kind of help you with that. How are you going to begin to do that? So, if we start at just the basic level, I just went, you're number one. Number two, I might go over this more second semester, but number two, I think, are the business management systems. These structures, again, it's not a person, it's just this kind of a historical algorithm. It's just where we are now, and we're all kind of complicit in this. We've all contributed. Um, just seems a little unbalanced, right? And the reason why I focus on school is because school, I think, is pretty much dominated by this number two. Sit down, shut up, listen to what we say, and be obedient, essentially, is the conditioning of public schools, as I see it. And so breathing, sleeping, eating, playing, or breathe, be aware of your level of consciousness. That's the dine deliciously. That's just my D. E, to enjoy and to just play. I don't necessarily. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. That's okay. And then as kind of a grounding tool to feel. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you sense? And then I went through and just kind of gave some options, uh, some philosophies, Four Noble Truths, which I, sorry, it's the Four Noble Truths, but I just reworded it to the Knowable Truths, which is to understand that suffering exists, which you students know. Five relationships are just following some golden rules within five relationships. Little introduction to six principles of Taoism, seven sins and virtues, which is in many philosophies. Eight cruel and unusual punishments, just kind of took that from the Constitution because I like that. Nine is mine, same little Constitution there for you. And then 10 are, they're not 10 commandments, they're just 10 considerations because I don't think we're listening to commandments either. Anyway, 1 through 10 is not for me to tell you how to live or what your values should be. It's just find whatever is sustainable for you. No matter where you are, even if you're sitting in a class right now and you're in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, I don't think any time is too early to just start really thinking about what it is that you want, because I just feel like we kind of go through these motions all the time at the direction of number two businesses. I just feel like they profit greatly from public education, and so they're going to want, number twos are going to want to keep you sitting in that desk for as long as humanly possible. So, number 11 for me is, it's not a violent revolution by any means, but it is a change. And so I've just been doing things in my own life for the past couple of years to change that. Let's see, what else do I have in my notes? Okay, pitchforks, must. Okay, so for you, just to ask yourself to reflect, what is it that you want? What do you truly want? Is it what is good for you, or is it good for number two? More or less. And then secondly is, how would you begin to live that even in inhospitable circumstances? So that's what I'm here for, I think. Oh yeah. So I took the preamble because I am a fan of the Constitution. So I thought, to kind of test my own theories, I'm just kind of picking and choosing as many of these as I personally can. But again, you don't have to pick any of these. You don't have to have any part of this, which is what makes this even more fun for me, because I just get to do what I like to do. Okay, so I did this preamble test. So I, the people, so that's me currently living in the United States, in order to form doesn't have to be perfect, but maybe just more instead of less perfect, establish justice, which, let's just start with something as basic as fairness. Ensure domestic tranquility. That starts with me in my home. Can I have peace within my own home? Always working on that one, huh? Defend a common cause. I will always defend you, students. You are my cause. Promote being generally a better person to myself and others. I like that. Good job. Secure blessings of liberty. I don't think I have the authority to bless anyone or anything, but I have really grown fond of freedom, especially at the time that I have. It is difficult to obtain, but worth the struggle. To myself and our posterity, which is you. Posterity is defined as, so it's my job. This is my obligation. Give back to you. And that's where you come in, the future, my students, my teachers always, my why. So I do ordain. I'm not sure I have the authorization, but what do I say? I decree. I do declare. No, that doesn't quite fit. I guess the bottom line for 11, and I've been traveling around a bit talking to students, is one thing that I just wanted to make sure to tell students in my iSchool travels as of late, I'll get into that later, is I just want you to know that if you ever hear this message that there's this crazy old lady who's out there fighting for you, I just want you to know that there's someone out there. Just on your side. When you ask questions like, why do we have to learn this? And you're getting number two answers because this is good for you. Is it though? I don't think so. And if it's working for you, great. ciao for now. But for those of you who I know are struggling, and when you go to reach out and ask questions and say, why are we doing this? And, if I am suffering, why do we have to continue to do something that's, I'm thinking, creating more suffering? So all these things appear. If you can't sleep, eat, play, or sense, and if the reason is because of public education, then we just get down to some choices. Because either you're going to do things in support of yourself, which is going to take some really fun work with me, I think. Or are you just going to keep following the directives at hand? Understandably so. Trust me, I get it. But anyway, as insignificant as I understand that I am, as what I'm doing, this is just so small in the grand scheme of things. But I do find it really kind of fun as my own revolution. I get excited about each day. Um, well, again, more on that later. But so this one goes to 11. We have 12. I've got one more this semester, and then we'll start again next semester. So hope you're well. Ciao for now.